Tucker, we often get asked, are people still moving to Franklin, Tennessee? And what do you think about that?
Well, first of all, the answer to your question is yes. And one of the number one reasons people still move here to Franklin is really that downtown charm. They make a visit here, they see the square, the walkability to all the shops and restaurants, and it takes them back in time. It feels like a slower pace from a different time.
Man, that's exactly right. It's a super special place. Anywhere historic is always going to be attractive to people, especially places that are historic but are also vibrant and there's lots going on and a lot of energy around. And downtown Franklin is exactly that. The historic square is such an attraction. To be near Nashville, Tennessee, within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and to get an awesome historic square that's large enough to handle people, there's a lot to like there, Tucker.
Well, absolutely. And you just hit what number two is, which is really proximity to Nashville. Obviously, there are other places like Brentwood that are closer. And I will share that Franklin does sit off the interstate a little bit. And there are parts of Franklin, it does take 20 minutes to get to the interstate before you head downtown, but it's still very doable on a daily basis.
Yeah, in Franklin, and that's downtown Franklin proper. Franklin itself is a pretty big area. It covers a lot. It's not just the historic area, but that was what I would say is the heart of Franklin. Don't you agree? That's the coolest part of Franklin. And from there, it goes out and there's many other attributes that are attractive about Franklin, Tennessee as well.
Well, there are. And then you have all the outer skirts right around Franklin, whether it's College Grove or Leipers Fork, where you can get really rural really quick. You can see the horses and just see all those extra pieces that people are attracted to.
That's exactly right. What's point number 3 on reasons that Franklin is significant?
Play number 3 is really the business-friendly environment that we have here in Nashville. And that's really the feedback we get when people are doing the corporate relocations and are setting up shop here. They're going, Tucker, I had no idea how easy it was to connect with other people in the business community here. That's real.
Yeah, and you got to talk about the tax advantages of Tennessee as a whole. There's no state income tax, and Franklin, Tennessee is one more, it's one of those places that people are attracted to, especially compared to coastal cities. And why do you think that would be, Tucker?
Well, first of all, we don't have an income tax, which is a really big deal. So that piece is helpful. It is probably number 2 question we get about cost of living here. Williamson County has really low property taxes. And then you throw in no income tax, and our utilities, whether it's water, electricity, is a lot lower than it is in other parts of the United States.
Yeah, and a pro tip, for Franklin compared to Nashville, the property taxes are almost half as much as the Nashville metro area. So a lot of people are attracted to Nashville and they want to be close enough to Nashville, but they'd rather get that huge price break on taxes, on property taxes, by moving 20 minutes south. Agree?
Absolutely. That is. And then the next piece that really the number one piece that we get are families that are moving to Williamson County. They're going, Tucker, what's really important to us is the schools. And there's a lot of conversation around that. One thing we do recommend is we would go say, pick out 3 high schools that you're really interested in and go visit them. And I think your motherly instincts will kick in and you'll find one that really fits your vibe that makes sense for you.
Yeah. And, I got to say, personally, we used to live up in Nashville in our 20s when we were younger and doing hip things. And we looked down towards the future and having kids and starting to have kids. And we just thought, gosh, of course, I grew up in Brentwood and you did too. It would be nice to have the options for the public school education in Brentwood and to save on property taxes. So we did that, what I call the Wilco rollout, Tucker. We rolled out to Williamson County, but I can be in downtown Nashville in 15 minutes and it's insanely close and it's interstate access. So it's easy, but the benefit would be property taxes and then having really highly rated public schools in Williamson. Not saying that they don't have highly rated ones in Davidson, but it's worth checking, your own info out on that. But they're highly sought after schools in Williamson County to have those public school options. And of course, you can still choose to go to private schools wherever, but to have the public option, I think a lot of people are in that same classification of, hey, having kids, want these options, have heard about these schools, and they're free for if you live in the county or the city. Some of the reasons that people, really do consider moving.
Well, by the way, everyone in their 20s, we all lived in Nashville. Jen and I lived in Green Hills before we moved to Brentwood. And we talked about Julia Green Elementary, which was a highly rated school. It's like, do we stay here for elementary school and then make the move? So we do have that conversation quite often. And there's a lot of people that move here that we help that move into Davidson County proper, whether it's WeHo, Green Hills, 12 South. They live that young, youthful part of their 20s and 30s or early in their marriage. And then they come on into Williamson County.
That's exactly right. The Wilco rollout, man. It's a thing. We've helped a ton of clients in the same shoes do it. And we still help a lot of clients that want to stay in Nashville too. So you see both. It's just options, right?
Well, absolutely. And number 6 on our list, Clay, is outdoor activities. Talk to me about Williamson County outdoor activities.
Yeah, so in Franklin in particular, what you will be struck by if you have not been to Franklin is how peaceful and serene it is. You'll see lots of farms as you drive, preserved farms. You'll see cattle, you'll see horses, you'll see fence rows and pretty barns. That's all over Franklin. And you'll also see subdivisions and development, but it's really both. And so it has a peaceful, you can feel like you're out in the country and you're 5 or 10 minutes from Nordstrom or Lululemon. It's really a mix of both worlds, I think, Tucker, but there's lots of outdoor activities to do. You also have the Harpeth River, which runs really all through Franklin, and it can be canoed, you can fish on it. It's a huge feature. It runs through downtown Franklin as well, which is super cool. But there's also going to be other outdoor options. Tucker, what else comes to mind for you?
Well, one thing I did want to share real quick, because you talked about Lululemon. There's a Lululemon off McEwen, and there's a new restaurant that everyone's going to called Flower Child, which is like super healthy. If you get a chance, I would definitely check that out. Clay, have you been there yet?
Yeah, I've been twice, and it's been packed both times, Tucker. It's going to be a huge hit. I'm calling it now. They've got the decor. It's just really a well done spot, and the market has spoken. It likes it. It stays full. More places like that would do really well. I think I got like a steak and rice bowl. I think both times I've been, actually. They have vegetables and just kind of these bowls and different kind of health, kind of like a kava, but more upscale, more of an experience. Very, very going to be very popular, I predict, Tucker.
Yes, and I have to share real quick. You got me some kombucha for my birthday back in June. And since then, I took Anna to Urban Market after tennis in Franklin, and she's like, "Can we stop by Urban Market and get kombucha?" And then every week after that, it was like, "Can we stop and get kombucha at Urban Market?" So I do share that once you get on these health kicks, they start getting really expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it seems like all the best quality stuff just costs more. But you get these probiotics, man. Kombucha is really good for your gut health, they say, and it tastes good. So I'm a fan. But what else outdoors in Franklin, while we're on that topic still, kind of that lifestyle, what else comes to mind that we haven't talked about yet?
Sure. I think when you talk about whether you're in Brentwood or Franklin, because Franklin, you've got Mac Hatcher, and you've got this huge trail and outdoor areas where if you really want to go run or go on these long walks, you definitely have that opportunity. Same thing for Franklin. I mean, in Brentwood, you can go right in near the Brentwood Library or the YMCA. There's a long trail that connects to all these neighborhoods, parks, Crockett Park, Tower Park. They all connect. So I feel like Williamson County has done a really good job of making sure there's plenty of outdoor activities for the outdoor lifestyle.
Yeah, totally. And you definitely have mountain bike trails at Smith Park, which is kind of that Brentwood Franklin border area. You also have several new tennis facilities, outdoor tennis facility and pickleball at Bethesda, which is off of 65. So you are going to have numerous parks. The Harlansdale Farm is a really cool place right by the factory in Franklin. That's one of those places where you're going to have, again, lots of walking and trails, and the outdoor lifestyle is well supported in Franklin, Tennessee. Tucker, what else is on our list here?
Sure. So on number 7 is really events and activities that go on in Franklin. And there's a lot to do, whether there's the First Bank Amphitheater that I feel like is always having a concert. You have the Pilgrimage Festival. Obviously, that's coming up with John Mayer. It's about to be here. And then don't forget, you also have Arrington Vineyards. And I feel like downtown Franklin is always having something, whether it's Dickens of a Christmas or the Fall Festival. But I feel like they're always having some type of event. When I'm trying to drive to soccer and I've got to drive all the way around Franklin because everybody's in the downtown area.
Yeah, I mean, again, people are attracted to those historic areas, and you've got the historic square in Franklin, which is sprawling, it's pretty big and robust. And then really close by, within walking distance, you have the factory, which has been a revitalized, adaptive reuse of an old building, which is like our favorite place. It's just so cool and well done. And it's right by the Harlansdale Farm where the Pilgrimage Festival, music festival is. And that's all along the river. And, you know, Tucker, you can actually take a canoe down the Harpeth to get to the Pilgrimage Festival. It's on the river. So if you're looking for an adventure with your arts and music, then you got that option.
And speaking of the factory, which I feel like continues to add more and more restaurants, White Alligator is just off the charts for me. I just really like that. And then what happens is I stop there, especially with my daughter, Anna. And next thing you know, I'm buying records for the wall here. So there's plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah, the vinyl store. It's just a cool spot, man. It's a great place. You can go. What I like is you can go to the factory and you can sit, if you get a table in the open air atrium area, you can order food off the menu from your table at any of the like 6 different restaurants, I think, or so that are like all right around there. So you can sit there and order, wait for your food. You can go get ice cream after. You can walk around. It's just a really cool spot. Definitely one of our highlights for Franklin, Tennessee. If you're traveling and come visit Franklin, you probably need to go visit the factory. It's worth it.
The number of business meetings that are going on at the factory right near that huge open bar, the number of people that are just meeting or catching up or grabbing a cup of coffee or just having a business meeting is really impressive. So yes, that's something to check out. Clay, what is number 8?
Yeah, so number 8, and that kind of ties into the community environment. You really feel that in the factory. And that also going to talk about safety in Franklin, Tennessee. And you have to do your own diligence on safety and crime statistics. But in general, a lot of people like Franklin, comparatively to other big cities, it's like very peaceful and quiet and not a lot of disruption. I mean, sure, there's crime everywhere, Tucker, but realistically, a lot of people move to Franklin because of the lifestyle and how they feel when they're there.
Yes. And then when you talk to people that are moving from other states, they're coming from a different expectation of what crime looks like. And it seems pretty aggressive from what they're coming from here. So, but yes, we do live in what I feel is a pretty safe community, but we still lock our doors. But that's, my family's from Memphis, so we're going to lock doors. That's just we do.
So that leads me to number 9, and it's really about the climate here, Tucker. You know, we are unique in that we have 4 seasons, and, you know, there's benefits to every location has benefits. But I personally, what I love is that I don't think about hurricanes. I don't think about earthquakes. I don't think about a lot of natural disasters. I'm not saying it can't happen, but if you live in Florida, Tucker, you're thinking about hurricanes every fall, right? Every year you have to think about it.
What do you think about hurricanes? And then you're worried about how much your insurance premium is going to go up. That's true. What's funny is how many people ask, like, talk to me about snakes. They want to know about snakes, and they want to know about, does this house have a basement for all the tornadoes that are coming through? And we have to have a conversation about how often a tornado might hit the Middle Tennessee area.
Yeah, that's a fair question. I guess it can happen. We've taken shelter a few times for sure, but it's not a very regular thing for us. North of Nashville, I feel like there's more of a path where you see a little more tornado activity, at least historically. But one of the other things about Nashville is, we have a lot of sunshine here. The sun is out most of the year. It's not as depressing as some areas that don't see the sunshine for extended periods. We have a lot of sun. We really get the benefits of all 4 seasons, Tucker. That's the best thing. And, you know, just when you're getting sick of the current season, it's going to change to the next season pretty much. Our springs and our falls are through the roof, just amazing place. It's an amazing place to be, especially spring and fall. To me, what are your other thoughts?
Yes, if it's going to snow here, it's going to be in the month of January. That's really when it's typically going to take place. And by the way, when they talk about snow here, the whole city acts like they've never seen snow before. And I mean, it might as well be a hurricane hitting here. And so you're going to get to laugh about that. And then that'll be kind of funny. But moving on, what is our next topic, Clay?
Yeah, I mean, this really brings us to the variety of real estate in Tennessee and in Franklin particularly. Your dollar can go a little further usually than it can in a lot of these other big cities. If you're moving here, you can still find a house. You know, call it, Tucker, single family houses, what do you say, 600s to start on up to millions and millions of dollars, but you can find houses in good neighborhoods. We recently sold a couple of homes in a great neighborhood in Franklin, under 600,000, starter home, small, cute neighborhood, sidewalks. Tell me more about that.
Sure. When I think about that, I think of Franklin Green, right by Boyd Mill and all those parks and soccer fields and baseball fields and trails. I love Franklin Green. I would definitely check out that little pocket, that neighborhood. It's somewhat near West Haven, to give you a reference point, or just to the west of downtown Franklin. You can do that. And then when you spend $1 million, there are certain parts of Brentwood that you can start looking at, smaller lots, but you're going to get that 3,000 square foot home. And then you hit a different part of Brentwood at 2 million and a different part of Franklin at 2 million. You know, if you think about West Haven, you're going to start off about 1.3, 1.4 million. And yes, when we can start talking about what the $5 million homes and the $7 million homes look like, and there seems to be an opportunity for every income bracket that's out there.
Yeah, the cool thing about West Haven is that even if you don't live there, the shopping is all along the lake right there. You can still go get coffee or go get lunch at Coal Fire Pizza and overlook the lake. And it's just like a super cool little spot in West Haven, which is a neighborhood that we love. But anybody can go in there and enjoy those commercial amenities. And so if you're in any of those Franklin neighborhoods around there, a little pro tip is just go to West Haven for some of your shopping. There's a grocery store and plenty of restaurants and little offices and things, not far from the factory, not far from downtown Franklin. Another noteworthy spot, right?
Well, absolutely. And about Coal Fire Pizza, one of the best salads I've had is from Coal Fire Pizza. So you don't have to just get pizza there. It's fantastic.
That place is amazing. I love it. So all that to say, Franklin has got a lot of appeal in its unique history and charm and what it offers for lifestyle, peaceful living, schools, real estate, climate. There's just a lot to like. And then again, proximity to the big city of Nashville, 20 to 30 minutes away, go to the concert, come back home. That kind of thing is very doable. A lot of people go live in Franklin, but actually work in downtown Nashville as well. So that is doable. Any closing thoughts here, Tucker?
Yeah, the funny thing, Clay, is I have to share about one of our first YouTube videos we shot when we were getting our first B-roll and we were working on certain shots for downtown Franklin. And Rory McIlroy is in our shot with his wife behind us, and we're like, oh my gosh, Rory McIlroy's in our video. So we never used that because for privacy. We didn't want to interrupt their private time, but you never know when you're in Franklin who you're going to run into.
Yeah, 100%. And it's fun just to go down to downtown Franklin and either shop or go for lunch or go for dinner. You feel like you're in a whole nother city. It's super special. And so it's a great place. So we love it. Again, my name is Clay, and Tucker and the team and I, we get contacted every single day from people like you looking to move to Tennessee and Franklin and Brentwood and all around the area. So this is what we do. We're real estate agents. So every day we help people buy and sell homes. If that's you or you're interested in learning more about life in Tennessee, hit us up. We'd love to visit with you or jump on a Zoom. And until next time, hope to show you around town.